Okay, so I need to tell you something, and honestly, this might completely shift the way you think about love and relationships, because tomorrow, March 6th, Venus is moving into Aries. And I know that might sound like just another astrological transit, but this is different. This isn't about waiting anymore. This isn't about hoping someone notices you or playing it safe or dropping hints and crossing your fingers. I really believe this is the universe telling you that the old way, the passive, careful, overthinking approach to love, it's done, finished, and what's taking its place is something so much bolder. Venus in Aries is like a cosmic fire being lit under your love life. It's courage, it's action, it's the energy of going after what you want without apology. And if you've been feeling stuck, confused, or invisible in your romantic life, this shift is coming for you, in the best way possible. But here's what's really getting my attention. There are 3 specific zodiac signs that are about to experience something extraordinary during this transit. And if you're one of them, I think this could genuinely be the moment that changes everything for you, the moment you finally meet your person, or the moment an existing connection transforms into something deeper than you ever imagined. I'll tell you exactly which 3 signs those are later in this video, so make sure you stay until the end. But first, there's something I need to explain. Because if you don't understand what Venus in Aries actually means, if you miss the core energy of this shift, you might let this entire opportunity pass you by without even realizing it. The energy of love just completely flipped. So here's the thing most people don't realize about Venus. Venus rules love, beauty, attraction, relationships, all of that. But the sign Venus is in completely changes how that energy expresses itself. And for the past few weeks, Venus has been in Pisces. Dreamy, soft, romantic Pisces. Venus in Pisces is beautiful, don't get me wrong. It's poetic. It's the energy of soul connections, unconditional love, merging with another person on a spiritual level. But it's also passive. It's waiting. It's hoping the universe will magically deliver your soulmate to your doorstep while you're sitting on the couch daydreaming about them. And honestly, for some people that works, but for most of us it just leads to a lot of fantasizing and not a lot of actual movement. Does that resonate? But tomorrow everything changes. Venus enters Aries, and Aries is fire. Aries is action. Aries is the warrior, the initiator, the sign that sees what it wants and goes after it without hesitation. So when Venus, the planet of love, moves into Aries, love becomes brave. It becomes bold. It becomes something you actively pursue instead of passively hope for. And I've been feeling this shift already, even before it officially happens. Have you noticed it too? That restlessness in your chest, that sudden urge to stop waiting and start doing something about your love life. That's Venus preparing to enter Aries. That's the energy building. And here's what I think is so powerful about this. Venus in Aries doesn't play games. It doesn't sit around wondering if someone likes you back. It doesn't overanalyze every text message. It just acts. It says what it feels. It makes the first move. It takes the risk. This is the energy of someone walking up to their crush and actually starting a conversation instead of just staring from across the room. This is the energy of sending that message you've been drafting for weeks. This is the energy of being honest about what you want instead of pretending you're cool with whatever, right? You're about to feel a surge of romantic confidence, and it might scare you. Okay, so I want to be real with you here. This shift isn't just going to feel exciting, it might also feel a little terrifying. And if that's you, I really want you to know that's completely normal. Because here's what happens when Venus moves into Aries. Suddenly you're going to feel this surge of confidence that wasn't there before. You're going to look at someone you've been interested in and think, you know what? I'm just going to tell them. You're going to feel this impulse to put yourself out there in ways that would have felt way too risky just a few days ago. And for some of you, that's going to feel liberating, like finally you can just be direct, you can just be honest, you can stop playing it cool and start being real. But for others, it's going to feel vulnerable, exposed, like you're stepping out onto a stage without a script. And I get it, I've been there. That moment when you realize you're about to do something brave and every part of you wants to retreat back into safety. But here's the thing, And this was a big realization for me. Courage doesn't mean you're not scared. Courage means you're scared and you do it anyway. Venus in Aries is asking you to be brave in love, not reckless, not desperate, but brave. There's a huge difference. Brave means you know your worth and you're willing to take a chance on something that matters to you. Brave means you'd rather know the truth than live in uncertainty. Brave means you trust yourself enough to handle whatever happens next. And honestly, I think that's beautiful, because how many times have you let opportunities slip away because you were too afraid to make a move? How many times have you convinced yourself that staying silent was safer than speaking up? This transit is here to break that pattern. Waiting for love to find you? That era just ended. So if you've been sitting back, hoping the universe will just deliver your soulmate without you having to do anything, I hate to break it to you, but that strategy is officially over, at least for the next few weeks while Venus is in Aries. This isn't the energy of divine timing taking care of everything while you wait patiently. This is the energy of co-creating your love life with the universe. Does that make sense? The universe will absolutely support you, but you have to meet it halfway. You have to take action. You have to show up. And I know that can feel overwhelming, especially if you're someone who's more naturally introverted or cautious in relationships. But here's what I've been noticing. Venus in Aries doesn't require you to become someone you're not. It's not asking you to be loud or aggressive or over the top. It's simply asking you to be honest, to be direct, to stop hiding what you want and start expressing it. And you can do that in your own way. You can be brave and still be yourself. Maybe for you, being brave looks like finally accepting that date instead of making excuses. Maybe it's being upfront about your feelings instead of playing hard to get. Maybe it's setting a boundary in a relationship that's been one-sided for too long. Or maybe it's just putting yourself in situations where you can actually meet new people instead of isolating yourself. Whatever it is for you, the point is movement. The point is action. The point is choosing courage over comfort. And when you do that, when you align with this Venus in Aries energy, I really believe the universe responds. The 3 signs about to win big in love. Alright, so here's what you've been waiting for. The 3 zodiac signs that are about to experience something truly extraordinary during this Venus in Aries transit. And if you're one of these signs, I really want you to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Now, before I dive in, I want to be clear, this doesn't mean other signs won't benefit from this energy. Everyone will feel Venus in Aries in some way. But these 3 signs, they're positioned in a way where I believe this transit could genuinely be life-changing for their love lives. These are the signs where courage in love could lead directly to meeting their soulmate, or to a major breakthrough in an existing relationship. So let's get into it. Aries, your ruler is calling you home. If you're an Aries, this is your moment. Like, this is it. Venus is entering your sign tomorrow, which means the planet of love is literally merging with your core identity. And what that means is, you become magnetic, irresistible, impossible to ignore. But here's the thing, this isn't just about other people being attracted to you. That'll happen naturally. What's more important is that you're about to feel more aligned with yourself than you have in months, maybe years. And when you're aligned with yourself, when you're radiating that authentic Aries confidence, that's when love finds you. Aries, I think you've been playing it too safe in love, and I know that sounds strange because Aries is supposed to be the bold one, right? But I've noticed that when it comes to matters of the heart, even Aries can get cautious. You put up walls. You act like you don't care. You protect yourself by pretending you're fine being alone. But with Venus in your sign, that mask is coming off. You're going to feel this overwhelming urge to be real, to be vulnerable, to actually let someone in. And yes, that's terrifying, but it's also exactly what needs to happen. Here's what I really want you to understand. Your person is looking for the real you, not the version of you that acts tough and independent all the time. They're looking for the you that's willing to admit you want something deeper, the you that's willing to take a risk on connection. So if there's someone you've been interested in, this is the time to make your move. Don't wait for them to come to you. Don't play games. Just be direct. Tell them how you feel. Ask them out. Make it clear what you want. Because I genuinely believe that when you do that, when you lead with courage, something incredible is going to happen. And if you're single and not sure where to even start, the answer is simple. Put yourself out there. Go to that event you've been avoiding. Say yes to that setup your friend keeps offering. Download the app. Do something. Anything. Just don't sit still. Because Venus in your sign is amplifying your attractiveness, but you have to actually show up for people to see it. Libra, your opposite sign is waking you up. Libra, if you're watching this, I need you to hear this. Venus is your ruling planet, so when Venus moves through the zodiac, it affects you more deeply than most signs. And right now, Venus is entering Aries, your opposite sign. And that opposition? I think it's going to shake up your entire approach to relationships in the best way possible. Here's what I've been noticing about Libras in love. You're so good at seeing other people's perspectives that sometimes you forget about your own. You compromise, you accommodate, you keep the peace even when it costs you your own happiness. And while that makes you an amazing partner, it can also leave you feeling invisible in your own relationship. But Venus in Aries is here to flip that script. This transit is asking you to stop being so accommodating and start being more assertive. It's asking you to prioritize what you want for once, instead of always deferring to what other people want. And I know that feels uncomfortable. Libras hate conflict. You hate the idea of disrupting harmony. But here's the thing. Real harmony isn't about keeping everyone happy except yourself. Real harmony is about honest communication, about showing up as your full self, about expressing your needs without apology. So if you've been in a relationship where you're constantly giving and not receiving, Venus in Aries is going to give you the courage to address it. You're going to find yourself speaking up about things you've been silent about for way too long. You're going to set boundaries. You're going to ask for what you deserve. And honestly, that might feel terrifying, but it's also going to feel incredibly freeing. And if you're single, Libra, I think this is the transit where you finally stop settling. You know how you tend to convince yourself that someone is good enough even when deep down you know they're not your person. That ends now. Venus in Aries is giving you the clarity and the courage to hold out for what you actually want, not just someone who checks a few boxes, but someone who genuinely excites you, someone who matches your energy, someone who sees you. Your soulmate isn't going to be someone you have to convince yourself about. They're going to be someone who makes you feel alive. And this transit is going to help you recognize the difference. So be brave enough to walk away from what's mediocre, so you can make space for what's extraordinary. Scorpio, your love life is about to get real fast. Scorpio, this one's for you, and honestly I think you're going to feel this Venus in Aries transit more intensely than almost anyone. Because while other signs might experience this as a gentle nudge toward courage, for you, it's going to feel like a full-on awakening. Here's why. Scorpio, you're no stranger to intensity. You feel everything deeply. You love deeply. You want soul-level connection, not surface-level small talk. But here's the contradiction I've noticed. Even though you crave deep intimacy, you're also incredibly guarded. You protect your heart like it's under lock and key. You test people. You wait for them to prove themselves before you let them in. And while that's kept you safe from getting hurt, it's also kept you from experiencing the kind of raw, vulnerable love you actually want. Does that resonate? Venus in Aries is about to change that, because Aries energy doesn't do walls, it doesn't do tests, it doesn't wait around for perfect timing or absolute certainty. It just dives in, and I think that's exactly what you need right now. Over the next few weeks, you're going to feel this pull to just be honest, to stop hiding behind mystery and control, and just tell someone how you really feel. And I know that sounds simple, but for you, Scorpio, that's massive. That's vulnerability at a level you rarely allow yourself to go to. But here's what I really believe. Your person isn't intimidated by your intensity. They're not looking for you to tone it down or play it cool. They're looking for the real you, the passionate, all-in, deeply feeling version of you that you usually keep hidden. And when you let that version show up, when you choose courage over self-protection, that's when everything shifts. If you're in a relationship that's been stuck in some kind of power struggle or emotional standoff, Venus in Aries is going to push you to break the pattern. You're going to have the conversation you've been avoiding. You're going to say the thing you've been holding back. And yes, that's scary, but it's also the only way forward. And if you're single, Scorpio, I think this is the time to stop waiting for someone to prove they're worthy of you before you even give them a chance. I'm not saying lower your standards. Absolutely not. But I am saying, maybe take a risk on someone who intrigues you instead of dismissing them before you even get to know them. Maybe let someone in a little sooner than feels comfortable. Maybe trust that you can handle whatever happens instead of trying to control the entire situation. Because here's the truth. The kind of love you want, that deep soul connection, it requires vulnerability. And vulnerability requires courage. And that's exactly what this transit is offering you. This isn't just about romance, it's about how you value yourself. So I want to take a step back for a second because there's something deeper happening here that I think is really important. Venus isn't just about romantic love. Venus is also about self-worth. It's about how you value yourself, what you believe you deserve. And when Venus enters Aries, I believe it's asking all of us to look at whether we're actually living in alignment with our worth. Are you accepting treatment in relationships that's beneath what you deserve? Are you settling for connections that don't truly fulfill you? Are you dimming your light to make other people comfortable? Are you staying in situations that drain you because you're afraid of being alone? Venus in Aries is saying, no more. This transit is about standing up for yourself, about knowing your value and refusing to accept anything less than what honors it. And that takes courage, real courage. It takes courage to walk away from something familiar even when it's not serving you. It takes courage to believe you deserve better even when you haven't experienced it yet. It takes courage to be alone rather than settle for the wrong person, right? And if you've been struggling with this, if you've been in a cycle of attracting the same type of unavailable person or staying in situations that don't meet your needs, I really want you to pay attention to this transit. Because I think Venus in Aries is here to break that pattern, but you have to be willing to do your part. You have to be willing to choose yourself, even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when you're not sure what comes next. What to actually do with this energy? All right, so let's get practical for a second. Because it's one thing to understand the energy, but it's another thing to actually know what to do with it. And I don't want you to just feel inspired. I want you to take action. Here's what I think will help you align with this Venus in Aries energy over the next few weeks. First, get clear on what you actually want, not what you think you should want, not what your friends want for you, not what looks good on paper. What do you want? What makes your heart race? What kind of connection are you actually craving? Get honest with yourself about that. Second, be willing to initiate. If you're interested in someone, make the first move. Send the text. Start the conversation. Ask them out. Don't wait for them to notice you or read your mind. Venus in Aries rewards boldness. It rewards action. So act. Third, say what you mean. Stop hinting. Stop playing games. Stop expecting people to figure out what you want without you telling them. If you like someone, tell them. If you need something in a relationship, ask for it. If something isn't working, address it. Direct communication is your superpower right now. Fourth, take risks. Try something new. Go somewhere you've never been. Talk to someone you normally wouldn't approach. Break your usual patterns, because if you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same results. And I don't think that's why you're watching this video. And finally, trust yourself. Trust that you can handle rejection if it happens. Trust that you're worthy of love even if one person doesn't see it. Trust that being brave is always better than playing it safe and wondering what if. When you wake up tomorrow, something will feel different. So picture this, it's tomorrow morning, March 6th. Venus has officially entered Aries, and when you wake up, something is going to feel different. You might not be able to name it right away, but there's going to be this shift, this energy, this feeling like something is possible that wasn't possible before. Maybe you're going to wake up with sudden clarity about a situation that's been confusing you for weeks. Maybe you're going to feel this surge of confidence that makes you want to finally take action on something you've been putting off. Or maybe you're just going to feel lighter, freer, ready. Whatever it is, I really want you to pay attention to it, because I think that feeling is Venus in Aries activating something inside of you. It's your signal, your green light, your invitation to step into brave love. And here's what I know. The people who take advantage of this energy, who actually do something with it, are the ones who are going to look back on this time and realize it was a turning point. The moment everything changed. The moment they met their person. The moment they finally chose themselves. The moment they stopped waiting and started living. This transit isn't going to last forever. Venus will be in Aries for a few weeks and then the energy shifts again. So this is your window, this is your chance. And honestly, I don't want you to miss it. Alright, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Seriously, it means a lot that you stayed with me through all of this. If this resonated with you and you want more content like this, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. It helps more than you know, and please drop a comment below. I really want to hear what's happening in your love life right now. Are you feeling this shift? Are you ready to be brave? I read every single comment, and I love connecting with you all. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.